Right. Sediment. Now that we've talked about how big is it, now we're going to talk about what's it made out of. It can be made out of lots of things. Remember, sediment, like sand, silt, and clay, is just a grain size. It doesn't say anything about what it's made out of. So when we talk about sand here on our coast, generally we're talking about quartz sand, but we could be talking about anything. Could be basalt sand, could be plastic sand, could be seashell sand, right? It's just a grain size. So now we're going to talk about what it's made out of, what makes up that sand, silt, or clay. The first word we're going to use is lithogenous. I'll also say lithogenic often, and that means that it's derived from the erosion of rocks on the continents. So litho meaning rock, genus or genic meaning produced. So this is produced by the breakdown of rock. Lithogenic, right? The quartz sand on our beaches was eroded down from the granite within our mountains, right? So that's lithogenic sand. Biogenic, on the other hand, was not formed by the breakdown of a rock, but instead was formed by biological organisms, right? So there's some sand that if you hold it in your hand, it might just look like regular sand. But if you put it underneath a microscope, you can see it's actually tiny little seashells. So biogenic sediment is sediment that has settled out from either total shells or just fragments of shells from different organisms or hard parts from those organisms. It can include things like shells, teeth, skeletal elements, parts that are mineralized and don't compose when the soft, fleshy parts inside do, right? So you have a tiny little seashell, the soft organism inside decomposes, its shell becomes part of the sediment. That's biogenic sediment. All right, go ahead and complete activity 5 in your homework packet now. I'm about to show you 3 pictures, and each of those pictures is going to be of a different type of sediment. I want you to look at it and figure out what is it made out of? Is it lithogenic or biogenic? What's the grain size? Where do you think it came from? Like just by looking at the sediment, what do you think it is? I'll give you a strong hint and tell you to look at not only the size and shape of the sediment, but the scale bar of the sediment. You'll notice that the sediment picture C is at a much, much bigger scale, right? We're talking about like each grain is like 1 millimeter in diameter, whereas sediment in B is so, so small that one grain is like less than a tenth of a millimeter, right? So think about what does it look like in terms of shape, but also how big is it? And that'll give you a hint of what it is and where it came from.